Good evening, sci-fi movie nerds, and welcome to the Sci-Fi Movie Guy. My name is Mike, and this is weekly show number 9. Now, I do have to apologize. I missed a week there for the show in between show 8 and 9. I had to go out of town to do some business, but I am back, and sorry I didn't update anyone on Twitter. I had a couple emails saying, hey, what did you give up? And no, I have not given up, and next time I will send an update on Twitter. So thank you very much for caring about the show, and let's get started right away as we always do with Star Wars news. So some of these stories are going to be a little behind because I've been away for a week, but the first one that I want to talk about is the Rogue One reshoots. Now, while I was away, I was reading all these different people online and news stories about Rogue One is going back to do a whole bunch of reshoots. And they were saying it was because the film didn't do well on these preview screenings. Well, I have been told by 2 different sources that that is not true at all. In big blockbuster movies, as we all know, they have time scheduled for reshoots. It's when you put together a movie, so you're doing all the filming. Sometimes the actors' schedules or the set locations or weather get in the way of doing shooting. So they're not shooting a movie from beginning to end. They're shooting the middle and then the end and then the beginning and all over the place. So then they get into the editing room and they start putting together a working film. Well, when you get together and start putting together a working film and edit it all together, sometimes the storyline isn't what you thought it was going to be. And maybe there was a scene that you said, oh, we should do it differently. So these big blockbusters, they schedule reshoots all the time. And that's why some of these big blockbusters are so good, like Captain America Civil War. They did reshoots on that movie, and it didn't concern me. And this doesn't concern me about Rogue One at all. I think that it's just going to make the movie better. They're going to get back. They're going to add in a few more things that weren't in the script. And it's just going to enhance this movie. And you know what? Maybe we'll get more Darth Vader. Maybe we'll get something else. Who knows? But again, do not worry about these reshoots. It was not because of a screening. The only people that have seen the uncut edit probably is 10 people at the top of Marvel and Disney just to see what it's like. And then they said, oh, but we're doing reshoots, and they had a little bit of input, and that's that. So I won't even begin to get worried until September, October, when they start doing some screenings. If then they go back and do some reshoots, then we might have some issues. But you know what? Disney and Star Wars and Lucasfilm, they know what they're doing. So I think we're going to get a great war film, and I don't worry about this at all. So my next story is Star Wars Rebels executive producer Dave Filoni is going to be at Star Wars Celebrations, July 15th to 17th in London, England. And he is going to be premiering the first 2 episodes of Season 3 of Star Wars Rebels. I am so jealous of all you people going down there to see Star Wars Celebrations, because that is going to be so much fun, and you get to see those 2 episodes before I do, 3 months before I'll get to see them. And you're also going to get, I think, a Rogue One trailer, like a second trailer, and I also think you might get a teaser trailer of Star Wars Episode 8. So there's going to be a ton going on at Star Wars Celebration. So if you're going, send me an email and let me know you're going, and I'd love to get updates when I'm doing the show in July, so that, you know, you could send me an email, let me know you're going. That would be just fantastic. Now, several Irish fans, this is my next story, several Irish fans got to go out to a pub with Rian Johnson after they finished filming in Ireland. Now, this tells me that shooting went really well, because if shooting didn't go well, I think he would have been on a plane back to the studio to look at what he had filmed, saying, oh my God, you know what, we didn't get everything we needed. But he went out to a pub, had some pints. It was just something, again, that tells me the shooting for episode 8 is going right on schedule. Now, I do have a complaint about the Star Wars Episode 8 news that's coming out. There's just been too many leaks. Now, episode 7, The Force Awakens with J.J. Abrams was tight. You didn't find out anything unless he wanted you to find out. But we have found out so many different things. Like, we have seen filming, we've seen a little shore monster, we've been told that there was some, and it's a big spoiler, just so you know, this is a big spoiler alert, that we had Adam Driver, Daisy Ridley, Mark Hamill, all filming on the set that was Michael Skellig Island, even though it's not the island anymore. They recreated it. But they were all filming a scene together. So which tends to give the spoiler that, you know, Kylo Ren comes there where Luke and Rey are training. So again, too many spoilers, too much leaked information. I'm not really happy about that. I want to see what Lucasfilm wants me to see, because I want to be super excited and surprised when I go see the movie. So I know you're probably saying, well, then don't read the spoiler stories. Well, I'm a Star Wars fan. I have to read them. But I'm not going to tell you guys all about the other part of that spoiler. I'm sure if you want, you can go find it. There's lots of different things on StarWarsNews.net where you can find out the other part of that story. So now we're going to go into the poster for Star Wars Celebration came out, and it's a pretty great poster. Now, we have a few things on here that I found really interesting. So if you look really closely, you're going to see shore troopers. So shore troopers, again, this goes back to the fact that they brought in people that had filmed the movie Saving Private Ryan. And we're going to have some shore scenes like storming the beaches of Normandy. Well, we're going to have these shore troopers coming off boats, I'm guessing, from this poster. And then we also have something called a Death Trooper. Now, we've got Stormtroopers, Shore Troopers, and Death Troopers. I want to know what these Death Troopers are. Are they elite squads like the U.S. Navy SEALs? Are they assassins? What's their job? What are they doing? So this poster gives away quite a bit about Rogue One. Now, I hope that these Shore Troopers and Death Troopers can shoot better than the original Stormtroopers in Episode 4, because they couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. And let's just wait and see, but these guys look pretty cool. So now, at Star Wars Celebration, there will most likely be an announcement about where Ewan McGregor will be showing up in the Star Wars universe. They're saying that he's in talks right now. We're not sure if it's to voice Obi-Wan Kenobi in Star Wars Rebels. I hope it isn't, because I really like James Arnold Taylor, who voiced Obi-Wan Kenobi in the Clone Wars. I like that guy. He was on Jedi Council about a month ago, and oh my God, his passion for Star Wars is incredible. Now, I hope the announcement is that Ewan McGregor is coming on to do a standalone Obi-Wan Kenobi film, a Star Wars story, or he's coming on to do a whole trilogy. That would be just fantastic, because there are so many Obi-Wan Kenobi stories that they could tell in between Episode 3 and Episode 4, when Luke is growing up on Tatooine. Maybe, you know, Darth Maul comes back, or he goes and hunts Darth Maul, or stuff that happens on Tatooine, or maybe he has to fly away on his ship and go help somebody in need. I really hope that's the case, because again, I like James Arnold Taylor voicing the animated Obi-Wan Kenobi. And our final story today is about Laughing Chewbacca Mom. Now, if you haven't seen this video on YouTube yet about this mother that goes into the store and buys a Chewbacca mask, and when you open the mouth, like when you open your mouth, the mask's mouth opens and it makes the Chewbacca cry. So she is just overjoyed with this thing, and her laughter is so infectious. I started laughing so hard I was crying when I watched this YouTube video. And if you haven't seen it, please go watch it. It's got over 5 million views. And that just tells you how many Star Wars fans out there are watching it. But it's all over the news. It was on StarWarsNews.net. They talked about it on Jedi Council, Collider Jedi Council. And it is just amazing to see this video. So that is it for Star Wars news this week. Now we're going to get into sci-fi movie news. And my first bit of news is that the Batman v Superman director's cut of the movie will be coming out on digital release for June 30th. And then July 7th, it's coming out on DVD. So this is the anticipated 3-hour, I think it was 3-hour and 10-minute version of the movie. So 40 extra minutes of the movie, which was when I did my Batman v Superman spoiler and non-spoiler reviews. I did say the film was edited quite poorly and it was jumpy and it moved around a lot, even though I gave it a 7.5 out of 10 because I still liked the movie. I hope that this 3-hour, 10-minute version director's cut is going to fill in those blanks and make this a much better movie. Now, I had reported that Zack Snyder was told we can't have a 3-hour and 10-minute movie released in the theater, so you got to cut it back to 2 hours and 30 minutes. So let's hope that this new release is better than the one that was in the theaters. Otherwise, it's just going to be, oh, well, that didn't help either. It was just a okay movie. It wasn't a fantastic movie. So that is Batman v Superman director's cut. Now we get into DC has announced they're going to be doing a standalone Harley Quinn movie, which will highlight all the female characters in the DC universe, with the exception of Wonder Woman. So we're going to have Harley Quinn played by Margot Robbie. We're going to have Jenna Malone join the film as Batgirl. That's super cool. And also rumored to have the characters of Katana, Bumblebee, and Poison Ivy. So I'm really looking forward to this. All the trailers that I've seen of Suicide Squad with Margot Robbie, she looks like she's going to steal the show for that film. I do wish kind of, though, that we would have gotten to see Suicide Squad first and then they make this announcement, because what if Suicide Squad has the same critical reception as Batman v Superman? Then there won't be as much of an appetite to do a standalone movie about Harley Quinn, and then they might have to retract this and say, no, we're not doing a standalone Harley Quinn movie anymore. And you know what? DC has made some missteps in their movie universe. And you know what, guys? Just be a little more cautious and get these movies out, get them out right. But you know what? I still hope that we get a great Suicide Squad movie and then we get a great standalone Harley Quinn movie. Now, I reported a few weeks back that Michael Keaton had dropped out of being in Spider-Man Beyond. Spider-Man Homecoming. Now, the rumor is that he's back in the mix and he's going to be playing Evil Birdman, which is actually the villain role, and they're saying it's rumored that he's going to be Vulture. So that's why I said Evil Birdman. On I think it was Weekly Show number 5, I had some guests on, and that was coined by Brian, who was on my show, Evil Birdman. So Michael Keaton is a phenomenal actor. I'm really glad that he's back in the mix. I think he was a little gun-shy from when he did the first Batman movies back in 89 and 91, and then he couldn't get a good role. But I think he's gotten over that now, and he's seeing all these other big-name actors in these superhero films, and he knows, like, Robert Downey Jr., and Robert Downey Jr. could be doing any movie he wants. He can write his own ticket. And I think Michael Keaton can now, too. So he's back in the mix. I think that's going to make Spider-Man Homecoming even better. And I'm excited. Now, my next news story is that Michael B. Jordan has been added to the Black Panther movie, with rumors that also Lupita Nyong'o was joining the cast. Michael B. Jordan was officially signed on to the film, but Lupita Nyong'o not 100% yet. Now, they're thinking that Michael B. Jordan is going to be signed on for the lead villain to go against Black Panther. And Ryan Coogler is directing the movie, calling it his most personal film to date. He fancies himself as a lifelong comic fan, and that's why he's so excited for this new Black Panther movie. Now, we have got some amazing talent that is going to be in this movie. And they're also talking that Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man is going to be in the Black Panther movie. So I thought Black Panther was one of the best characters in Captain America Civil War. So of course I want to see this movie. And Marvel just does superhero movies so well. I've said it a million times and I'll keep saying it. Give me more. Give me lots more. I want tons of more superhero movies from Marvel Universe. Now, this is my last story of the day, and it's not really sci-fi movie news. It's more about television. And as a kid growing up, I was a huge MacGyver fan. And they're announced a new MacGyver TV show. A reboot is coming out, and it's going to be a reimagining of the classic series. I'm going to read this here. So, it is an action-adventure drama about a 20-something Angus MacGyver. Lucas Till, who played Havoc in the X-Men, has been tapped to be the new MacGyver. And it's going to be even better than the original series was back in the 80s because of all the new technology and filmmaking they have and special effects. This is the right time to make a MacGyver TV show. Now, if you want to know why I love MacGyver so much, well, it's the tie-in that MacGyver had in, I think it was season 4, episodes 1 and 2, Legend of the Holy Rose. That's where I really got hooked, because they went looking for the Holy Grail, and they talked about Indiana Jones in that 2-part episode. It made kids' imaginations go wild. And so as a kid, I'm really excited to see this new MacGyver reboot. And so that gets into Mike's Pick of the Week. I'd really like you to go online and see if you can find MacGyver. And the episodes are called Legend of the Holy Rose Part 1 and 2. And watch them because it is a great show. And then maybe you'll like MacGyver, and then maybe you'll watch this new show before it gets canceled, because we all know these shows, they have about 13 episodes, and if they don't do well right out of the gate, they're going to be canceled. That was like Revolution was one of my favorite sci-fi TV shows, and it only got 2 seasons because everybody said, oh, I'll watch it in the summer, or I'll just watch it later, and they didn't, and so therefore it gets canceled. So please, guys, watch the new MacGyver show when it comes out in 2017, I believe, is when it's set to come out. And if you want to email me, my email address is movieguySci-fi@gmail.com, or please follow me on Twitter @movieguySci-fi. And thanks everybody for watching. Again, I apologize about missing a week, but I was away, and I'll let you know next time. And just remember, nerds rule the world.